Yes, and we're back. It's a Celtic Unrestricted View. My name is Ryan Clifford, and joining me in the Bell in Tenerife is my good man, Mr. Alan Stirling. And we have a guest episode for you this fine Wednesday afternoon. It's Webby's Sports Roundup. Webby, how are you? And you can let us know about your channel.
Yeah, cheers Ryan, absolutely superb mate. Thanks for the interviews before, that's for sure. Yeah, I've just joined the channel just over 12 months ago. Been retired 9 years, 3 pubs, 30 years as everybody knows, as I take the mickey. And somebody said, do yourself a sports show, because I'm a sport freak. So I started it, again, just over a year ago, and it's called Webby's Sports Roundup. Click on it, subscribe. We do everything, football, horse racing, rugby union, rugby league, you name it, we do it. I do a lot of charity for cancer over here. Just a great bit of fun, and what else would I do? It's just a bit of passion, pal. Just a lot of passion.
So, as Webby says, Webby Sports Roundup, he's the only YouTuber in Tenerife that does horse racing, boxing, football, any sport you can get. Webby will sort you out, enjoy the YouTube channel, works very hard on his stuff. As he said there, it's a hobby, enjoys it, good passion. And Alan, we're back. How are you? We've done a few videos here on Tenerife. Now we have our good man Webby here for a good chat about Celtic, Scottish football, Tenerife. Like he says, he's had some pubs, so he's recommended some nice pints for us to taste today. But how are you, Alan? And good to have you back on, mate.
Oh, fantastic, thank you, mate. We're here and I think it's like 36, 37 degrees. It feels like we're walking about the surface of the sun. So we're melting like you could never believe, people. But yeah, it's great. We've done a couple of interviews with Webby and be glad to get him on the channel, get his views, and I'm sure there'll be a few stories with this gentleman we've met anyway, because it's fun to a story now. We're glad to hear some of them just now, and I hope you're well, guys.
Yes, on you go, Webby. Start us off. Obviously, you came to Tenerife. How did you get into obviously in pubs, and then how did you start the channel itself?
Well, okay. Well, first and foremost, I've been here just over 30 years. My wife Dawn and Matthew, who was 4 at the time, he's now 35, and we bought a pub called The Plough in Torviscus. It was the market on a Thursday. Then within a month we arrived and bought the place. Then it had 2 days on the market. So if you've got the pub here and the market, open air market, which is in Fanderby at the moment, on a Saturday as well, you just think of the footfall coming past and me talking to everybody. Awesome, absolutely fantastic. And one of my best days there, well, 2 best days that I had even written down here. I got Frank Worthington, ex-Leicester, Birmingham City, left-footed, had him in the pub for 4 hours. Quality fella. The biggest thing, Coventry City Football Club, is Ron Atkinson used to have a place here. First and foremost, next door to Sir Stanley Matthews many years ago, then Los Gigantes. Sold that, bought another one. I had a good opportunity to meet him. And then he came over and he brought my football club, Coventry City Football Club, brought them over twice. They stayed in the Gala Hotel the first time, went over there, met them, got them into me pub in the Plough. Dion Dublin, Kevin Richardson, David Boost, who broke his leg against Man United, all them top players, and I've kept in touch with them ever since. And Dion Dublin, as you know, ex-Celtic, watch him Holmes under the hammer now. What a diamond! Believe me, he is an absolute diamond. And Millwall. Okay, thanks, Johnny.
I think he's played for everyone.
I think, yeah. But he was a quality fella. Then obviously I met Gordon Strachan. I had the good fortune, I used to work on the radio over here for Waves FM and Sunshine. So I've interviewed Gordon Strachan himself. One of the best ones is on a Monday I interviewed him, and when he got sacked at Coventry, and he came over with, and we sat at a cup of coffee, not far from here, the Bell actually. He was with Gary Pendry, who was ex-Birmingham, and Jim Blythe, the ex-Coventry goalkeeper. He brought them over and paid for them, and I interviewed him on that day, and the next day he was Southampton manager on the Tuesday. He never told me, so they said he's your pal. Anyway.
So Gordon, thanks for the tip. Thanks for the tip, Gordon.
Gordon.
I know. No tip. We can put him on to be a manager.
Oh, sorry, your tip. Yeah.
God's sake, Gordon.
Yeah, no, he never told me. No, seriously, next day. But he did ring me at the house a few months later. I got a nice little house with a little pool, and I'm swimming, and Dawn says to me, Gordon's on the phone. I went, what? Gordon? I said, I ain't got no Gordon in my phone book. She went, Gordon's, I mean, you're having a laugh then, yeah? So I rang, hiya Gordon, hiya Webby. I said, you all right? He said, yeah, having a glass of wine. He had an apartment looking over the harbour at Southampton.
okay.
So he was taking the mickey at me, wasn't he? So he had, so I got
So
it back.
first he didn't tell you a tip,
No.
and now he's sitting in a lovely wee relaxing, having a nice wee glass of wine.
Yeah, glass of wine. So I thought, thanks, thanks, pal. But a lovely, lovely fella. Always in me book and in me head. So that's little bit with Gordon Strachan. Oh, the amount of people I've met over here. I've been very lucky. But as you know, I talk to every Tom, Dick and Harry when I'm walking. So it gets me places. One of the big things, obviously, I had sold that back in '98. And then we went to Disney, three of us, my wife and my son Matthew. And then I bought a little bar called Webby'S up at San Geniato. Had that for 9 months only. Sold that. Didn't do anything for 2 or 3 years. And then we bought the Garden Bar in Fania Bay. And we turned it into the world famous Garden Bar. And we had that for 10 years, from 2005 to 2015. And we had some absolute top stars in there. One of them was Paul Scholes of Man United. And I've got a great shirt signed from him. Good pal of mine, Andy Hume, from Saddleworth, brought him in. So he came in a couple of times. His wife came in, and all the kids and what have you. Then what else? I had one of your favourite players, Celtic favourite players, who is one of the nicest men I've ever met, which is, to me, Sir Bobby Lennox. I remember our pub, the Garden Bar, was in an awful position. So you had to walk 20 metres at the bottom to get people in. Right. In one of you had a board there, and I remember I was down on one Saturday lunchtime. Celtic was playing 12:30 kickoff against whoever, and this guy looks at the A board with his wife. Didn't know who he was. The head was gone, and he just says, "Celtic, yeah, come on down." So I'm walking with him, and his wife is, I think his wife was about 2 or 3 metres behind, and she was shouting for me, "You don't know who that is, do you?" And I'm going, "No, you don't know who that is." And I went, "No." And I looked and I went, "Oh my God." I did know, because I was, you know what I mean? And this is the gospel truth. Bobby, listen.
Lisbon Lion.
Listen, we're talking Lisbon Lion, 1967. Oh. So that was one of the great. So basically, Bobby came in, looked after him. Just a lovely. It was Ayrshire, yeah. And he had a pub in Ayrshire. Saltcourt, that's right. Yeah, is that Ayrshire?
Yeah, he's got a statue on the hood.
Yeah. Then he came in a couple of times and what have you. And he said to me, I did a lot of charity, helped the Heroes Lions Club. And he said, "I'll get you something." So I says, "Okay." So he had me number, had me address and what have you. And I remember he rang me one day and he says, "If it can't turn up yet?" I went, "No." Next day, postman came. And there, he sent me two Celtic books signed by George Samras.
Oh, Samras.
Samras. So I've kept the one. And the other one I put in my charity.
Brilliant.
And it came from whoever the kit man was. So he went in and said,
maybe John Clark.
That's it.
John Clark.
John Clark.
How do you remember?
John Clark, yeah.
No, that's...
You know what about Celtic.
No, that...
Told you, Webby, mate. Told you, we'd be the experts, Webby.
Look, Goosebump book.
Unrestricted you, we know my stuff.
Look, I've written down all the bits and pieces, and I just got there, and I thought...
That's why we're the daddies, Webby. We're the daddies today.
Sorry, and I put down there, and I put, look, George Samras, and I put Kitman, and I couldn't remember.
John Clark.
And it was 100%. Now, Bobby Lennox played 294 times, 157 goals, went away, came back, another 42 games, had 10 goals, but he only played 10 times for Scotland. Do we know why? Was he injured or
well, I would...
Do you know why?
Okay.
Right.
No, I would say back then there was maybe, again, I'm only going by what I've been told, and I think there was maybe a more bit of a bias towards Rangers players then.
Okay.
But because it's not just obviously Lennox, there was other guys who didn't, like Jimmy McGrory and other guys, Jimmy Johnson, who really didn't get as much caps as maybe they should have earned. But that's still another story.
We've got to be unbiased, so it is what it is. At the end of the day, it was a fantastic guy. And then he came in again one November. And I was sat talking to some guy, and I was thinking of it last night, and I'm sat there, and then he's looking across on table 3 or something. I'm thinking, Bobby's there again. So I had to go over and sat with him. And just a lovely, not met him since, but he did say to me, "Listen, you ever come over to Celtic Park, if you've not got a ticket, whatever game, you just knock that door, you just say, 'Go get Bobby, come down, and you get me in.'" I've never been to a game. And I want to, but I've never even been to Scotland. And I've been invited I've got a lot of Rangers friends, good friends, a lot of Celtic friends, a good pal of mine, a season ticket holder, who's coming out in a couple of weeks' time as well. And they've invited me over, but it's just like anything. When you live here, it's tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just very, very difficult. So that's your Bobby Lennox. Listen, I could be here for 3 hours, but we haven't got much.
So,
Go on,
other
go on.
kind of Celtic players
No, go on.
have you met? Who else?
Do you know there
who
was
else do you like that?
there was another couple of Celtic players in the bar, and I was trying to think last night, and I cannot remember. The one was a midfielder. I remember having Brecon City Football Club in my pub as well. They were in red. 50 of them came in, and I knew the owners. There was two brothers or owners or something, and there was a butcher's. He was the sponsor, and I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago, and they gave me the name, and it was Scotland were playing on a Saturday at 5:30 or something, and I couldn't fit them in because we were rammed, and they went down to Winchester, funny enough, and then they came back down and had a drink after. And all this thing about, we all talk about just being tight. Let me tell you something. I'd rather have 20 Scots than 30.
Just to put it out there, we are not tight, okay? We are not tight.
The Bell Bar, well, they've been gracious enough to let us record all this week, right? But
Yeah.
this is one of the owners here, this is Kate, and she's been laughing in the background. So Kate, just wave in there, but massive thanks to Kate.
Well, I've known Kate for nearly 30 years as well, because obviously, yeah. Yeah, I know, darling. So that's a great memory, Tate, to come in and see Kate. So there's that. Let's think of another one. Who else have we got? Tam Cowan. Everyone knows Tam Cowan, Motherwell. Yeah. He came into my pub watching the game on a Saturday at 12:30, and I had two of my good pals, my Celtic mate, I'm a Rangers, his best pal, Rangers pal, and he sat there and he went. He said, "What? That's Tam," and I didn't know Tam Cowan was for love or money. He said, "That's Tam Cowan." Got hold of Tam Cowan Bush. And then he did his radio show in my pub with
Radio Scotland.
Short close.
That's it. Yeah. Well, clever you two. Yeah, so he did that live in my pub as well. Lovely fella. Not spotted for ages. Used to come out. Used to go and see him. John Fallon, ex-Celtic goalie. Yeah. He was number 2 to Simpson at the Lisbon Lions, and there was a lot of problems about him having a winner's medal. You'll have to read up on that. He had an apartment here. He used to come in, and I've got a photograph signed. It's that one where Celtic beat Dunfermline, I think 1968 or something. He beat them 3-2 at Hampden, Dunfermline in the cup final, 130-odd thousand. So he signed that for me. There's another little story. Lovely fella, Big John Fallon. His family used to come in. Dougie Arnott, listen, another one. Dougie Arnott, Motherwell. A one club man used to come in, good friend of mine. He did two things. I got this, which is one of the best presents I've ever had. Number one, he had a testimonial many years ago. I think it was 2008, and his best mate was a Celtic pal who organised it all, and he played a testimony at Motherwell against an old firm double, Celtic and Rangers. That's what it's down there, innit? No?
No, leave that one. That's what
okay, no, that was a question mark. So don't worry. So that was a question mark. So basically, he did that, and he invited me over to play in his testimonial. I might have said, honest to God, I couldn't go because it was July, August when I was mega busy, and some player from the old firm scored a hat trick, and I know Dougie Arnott scored the first goal, and they won 5-4. And his son came on second half and played as well. And I rang him up when he played. I'll tell you, he played with golf.
Golf.
He played a testimonial golf with golf. Played West Ham and Celtic up front. Long name.
West Ham and Celtic.
I'll think of it in a minute.
Oh, you've got us here, Webby.
Yeah, no. Played. No. Scottish.
Machiavelli.
Thank you.
Machiavelli.
He played with Machiavelli. He was good friends with Machiavelli. So that's another story for you. Oh dear, Gordon Strachan, I've told you about that.
On Gordon Strachan, obviously Coventry was your team.
Yeah.
How was Gordon as a player? How did you feel about him, obviously, as a manager as well? Because at Celtic, me and Alan and JP, who's on the podcast, we considering maybe the money that he got at Celtic, he'd done a remarkable job. I don't think he gets maybe the plaudits that he should have.
The two qualifications for the last 16
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Championship.
yeah.
He underestimated, to say the
So
least.
for us, Gordon Strachan was good at Celtic, but how was he for you?
Lovely. He was absolutely awesome. As a player, phenomenal. He'd run his legs off and his heart.
Yeah, he was very fit, wasn't he?
Fit,
Yeah.
fit young man. As a manager, he actually took Coventry down. Whether it was his fault, but that's the days we had. Dion Dublin, Gary McAllister.
Was that from the Premier League?
Yeah. Gary McAllister was a great number 10, Scottish international, lovely fella. Then he played for Leicester, lost his wife a few years ago. So difficult.
You appreciate Gordon Strachan, right? He done so well in football, and then he managed to get an acting role on Coronation Street as Chesley. So you've got to appreciate.
I knew he was going to come.
Gordon, you're a man of many talents.
Yeah. No, Gordon was right. I've got to give a big shout out to me pal Liam Grimshaw. Liam,
Is that what played with Motherwell?
he plays, yeah. Liam Grimshaw's obviously on my phone. He's good, but I speak to him nearly every other day. He was Man United under 21 captain. Probably not the most gifted player, but his heart was there, and he'd run up and down. He'd beat anybody, and he went to Motherwell. He also played at Burnley. Where else? I'll try to think now. That's right. He was Man United, Motherwell, Preston North End, Chesterfield, Motherwell again, and Greenock Morton, and now he's at Dundee United, and he got him up into the Premiership, the SPL this year.
Yeah.
But the manager Goodwin don't want him, so he played pre-season friendlies. But he said, "Listen, if somebody comes in for you, he's got another year left on his contract, so it's signed." I spoke to him a few days ago. Lovely fella. So he said there was party at this or a couple of others, but I just hope Liam Grimshaw gets another chance. His wife Courtney, a lovely couple, and he used to come in my pub as well with his mum and dad. They're big Burnley fans, so big shout out to Liam Grimshaw.
So after speaking to you for a number of months, Webby, I've noticed you've got a certain affiliation with Celtic. Where's that kind of manifesting from?
Since I was a kid, I've always been a sport man. Never smoked, never taken drugs. Always had a Coventry kit on.
So what you're saying is you're an athlete?
No. Well, look at me now. I used to do boxing with down in Prince Nazim gym and everything. But now I couldn't fight a paper bag, to be honest with you. But
I can't either, Webby. So
I picked two teams. Don't ask me how and when. I picked Celtic and East Fife. And
right.
don't ask me why, how. Celtic, don't know. Perhaps it was the colours. I just don't know. So I've always followed them. I'm not massive like your Coventry fan, if you know what I mean. But that's my club I follow. And East Fife, since I was a kid. Then what happened was, in the world famous Garden Bar, I had the owner come into my pub, and I've been trying to think of his name again. He was a scrap metal merchant, and if you go to the area, everybody knows who he was.
Sean the Sheep?
No. Let me tell you something. Me and Alan are going to fall out in a minute, big man. This lad's okay. Yeah. We did say, let's just have a bit of fun. I'm sorry.
no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it is.
Then he was a scrap metal merchant, man. He told me some stories about being in a car, and you know he'd bring a goalkeeper up from Raith, but as he's 5-year Raith Rovers, that was always the big battle.
Kirkcaldy and
yeah, okay.
Methil, Fife. Yeah.
So Bayview was that?
Bayview, yeah.
So he always said to me, he used to go in, meet the guy in the pub or in the thing. He said, right, look, there's an envelope. Now you're coming to sign for me next year, and that's what he used to do. So he was the scrap metal, but I'm not sure if he's still alive. A lovely fella. He used to drink brandies and whiskies as if they were going out of fashion. Then he sent me over every year in the Garden Bar, this East Fife Supporters Club.
Oh,
There's about 6 of them every Christmas, and I've still got it at home. I was going to bring it. I've got it all framed. It was East Fife against Dumbarton, and in the programme was followers, Webby's, obviously the world famous Garden Bar and one of it. There was East Fife 5-4-4-5, and I used to get them every year. So that's me Celtic in East Fife in one of you. So yeah, no, superb.
Right. Obviously, overall as well, you mentioned obviously your YouTube, Webby's Sports Roundup.
Not see that.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Celtic?
Now forget my channel. I'll talk about it on to it. See that? Look, that was from Bobby Lennox. He brought me that in to Webby Hill, Bobby Lennox. Quality, innit?
Brilliant.
That is good, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
thick, so don't get nick in it, right?
Like Alan says, yeah, Webby.
Listen. I've got to tell you this.
Okay, dope.
This is one of my favourite presents ever. Look at that. It never hardly comes out. That's from Dougie Arnott. Okay. When he played at Motherwell, they opened up official opening on the 26th of April 1993. Motherwell versus Coventry City Football Club. Okay. They opened the South Stand. Okay. Now, I've never been, but if you go into Fir Park, they tell me that there's 4 guys, big silhouettes. He's one. I think Stevie Archibald is 2, and there's two others. I'm not sure who they are, but Doug is one. But I think he said he scored the same amount of goals against your mob and the other mob. Okay. Right. And look at this, and all the players that played in that opening, and that was his. And he gave it to me.
Fantastic.
Is that quality?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that is. So I had to bring you that. I just hope I don't drop the thing.
Obviously, Celtic. What do you think? Obviously, in my opinion, Celtic are miles ahead. Alan as well. They've got the financial aspect as well.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Did you see Celtic will go and win the league, or do you think? Well, me personally, I think we'll do a treble. Maybe that's premature. I don't know. But what do you sense? Do you think Celtic just continue the dominance that they've got at the moment?
Well, personally, I think they are very capable of doing the treble. That's number one. As you all know, Rangers, don't mind saying it, because I'm still biased, they drew 0-0 in the first game. It was against the Jambos, wasn't it?
Hearts, yeah.
Against the Jambos. And obviously, Celtic won at Hibs. And I believe Paddy Power were paying out to Celtic to win the league already. So I'm going to say it. Listen, I am what I am. And the thing is that a good friend of mine.
Did you not see you last night as well?
No,
so
do you know something? No, I was watching my boys Coventry go to Bristol City and beating them 1-0 in the. Listen.
I don't know if it was Dynamo Kiev or Chicken Kiev's. It was just as bad.
Listen, and I didn't see it, but I did a podcast this morning with my number 3 Simon. He watched the game, and to be honest, he turned over second half and watched Scunthorpe. Seriously, in the League Cup, because he said it was that bad. But there was a sending off which he said shouldn't have been a sending off. So I don't. And whether that changed the game, but they will not be happy with that. They drew 0-0 away, and to go at home, you would expect them to go at home and do the business. Jack Butland, you see, the goalie, whether he should have left or not, my good friend is his mentor, Dave Watson, who was the Barnsley goalkeeper for 9 years. And he was the
you know England as well, Dave Watson?
Yeah, goalkeeping coach. No, that was centre half, Dave Watson.
Okay.
But Dave Watson was the goalkeeper for Barnsley, and he was also the goalkeeping coach for Southampton and England, and he is his mentor. And whether he should have left or gone, I don't know. They got this guy Dessers up front. All right, at the end of the day, he's not good enough. I think they're struggling. You know, well, what Celtic have got, the players they've got, you look at it and you think to yourself, you cannot see them losing a game. Last year, if I remember, it was artificial pitches, which obviously did Celtic.
Yeah. They've got Kilmarnock as well.
Yeah,
Kelly.
But this year it's all gone. So
next year.
Livingston went down.
Gotcha.
Kilmarnock will have it this year, but it's now they need to replace that at the end of this year. So the start of 2025-26 season,
okay,
it needs to be grass.
But to be honest with you, you want to see it touch. You want to see 1, 2, you know, your I mean, your Teddy Bears, your Jambos, your Hibbies, your St Johnson, your Motherwell, your Partick Thistle, and you don't get kiddish. You want it tight because that's why the English don't like the Scottish, because at the end of the day they know it's just a 2-horse race or even a 1-horse race now, and it's not competitive, is it?
The other horses lost 3 legs.
Yes, I know that. But listen, I'm only saying it because I've got a lot of Rangers fans, and of course they're not happy. Whether it's because of Clement or they haven't got the money to do it, I don't know. But it's you know, it does seem to be a 1-horse race. And if Celtic win the league this year, then you and I know that's 55 apiece. Yeah, 55-54 I think at the moment. Yeah,
right.
Is that right? That's, yeah. No, you don't know, do you? But I do. I'll beat you. I beat you. So don't give me that. An Englishman. I've beaten you. I think it's 55. Yeah. Thank you. So thank you very much indeed. Say yes, Uncle Webby. Who's the daddy now? But at the end of the day, when it comes to that, it looks as if Celtic's going to have the run. Yeah. But you know, it's not good watching, is it?
Well, for me, I think it's fabulous. Celtic can only beat what they've got. in front of them.
But I wouldn't listen. I know you said. But I wouldn't want Coventry at the top of the Championship, winning every single game.
Of course you.
No,
Yeah, I think you would. I think you would.
No.
I think you would.
I want a bit of competition.
But you want to turn up and see your team win.
It's awful winning all these trophies, isn't it?
What are you nodding me for? What's your leg keep pushing over me for?
We've got a guest here just outside the camera with question.
Can I ask you a question?
Anything?
So, I know it's English Football League and the structure, and you've probably been asked it before, but if you put Celtic in the English football structure,
Yes.
where would you think there would be competitive and stay out?
It all depends if Celtic even.
Sorry, can I jump in with...
Aye, fire away, yeah.
Go on. Just
Get a wee guest from Webby'S channel here.
You want to come up here? This is my pal Johnny Goggles. He's on my channel on a Saturday morning. He does the boxing round for me, and he is good, even if I say so. So I don't want to make his head too big. But he's a big Millwall fan as well. But he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He's a good lad.
I've been asked this a lot of times.
I bet you have. Yeah.
So Johnny, go on.
My opinion is that we are a massive club in a small pond. So if I think we would be fighting relegation in the English Premier League for the first 5 years, but because of your fan base and our worldwide support,
Yeah.
give us 10 years, I think we're near up there challenging. Do you give us the money with the amount of support? We're one of the most supported clubs in the world.
Yeah.
So you give us that money, 10 years time, but if you put that team in the Premier League just now, we'd probably be fighting relegation.
Can I say, sorry, Red?
No, go on. No, go on.
The Championship, the Championship's a tough division.
That is indeed, yeah.
My team's in the Championship, but and we're punching above our weight being where we're finishing. I mean, Millwall obviously, but I think, from my opinion, with Celtic, there would be one of these teams that will playoffs, go up automatic, and probably the first couple of seasons be in the Premier League near the relegation zone, but not quite.
Well, listen,
that's my opinion.
Well, let me jump in. I don't think it's down to that or where they're going to finish. I think it's two things. It's down to geographically. Number two, the support that they have is phenomenal. Now, they get played in the Premiership, and they play away to Bournemouth. They have 11,000-seater stadium. Now you tell me they give it. So what happens is, so you tell me they give Celtic 306. I don't know whatever they give you away, and they're going to bring 20, 30,000. Now can Celtic bring that amount of people from Scotland down to England?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably the opposite of Marlon. I think it's less than 10 years Celtic would challenging with the amount of money.
Right.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You've answered one question.
The support, you don't realise the support.
No, the support is...
We've
That's
got
irrelevant,
60,000 season ticket holders, and we've got 40,000 on a waiting list.
I know.
We've got a waiting
Yeah,
list.
I know, but
I'm talking about the football, actually, on the
But
pitch.
do the
Where
Premiership. I'm sorry, no.
The money in the Premier League for us is astronomical.
If you lot was to get Premier League money...
They don't want them in, I'll tell you now.
They
They don't want them in. And the reason why, what I've just said, you think of 30, 40,000 want to go to Bournemouth, you think of 30,000 want to go to Brentford, who's always going to be there, Crystal Palace, all the small-ish clubs that were small grounds you can't, and they're going to be panicking. They're going to be, and if Celtic go down and they lose them, what have you, are they going to be on the... You know, I don't know.
There's nothing better than getting relegated from the Premier League.
For me, I think within a few years they'll be challenging top 10, top 6 with the amount of money that the teams get. Yeah, 100%. I don't think it will happen. But for me, I think Celtic, just because we're in Scotland.
Because those Welsh teams are getting that, so there's a question why, if we're in Great Britain, then why is the Welsh sides allowed in and there's not Scottish side? But that's a different question, we'll need to
But overall, Webby, the last we touch, just can explain your channel, and it's been good to have you on.
Okay, thank you for inviting me, that's for sure. Obviously coming all the way over and inviting me down. I mean, I've got my own sports YouTube channel. I'm an old fart and I don't mind telling people. I retired 9 years ago, 3 pubs, 30 years, and it gets me out of the house, and Dawn loves it. She says, what are you doing today? Interviews. Go on, off you go, and your tea be on the table. Webby Sports Roundup, in my manor, in sunny Tenerife. I take it all over. I know everybody that moves, even in this pub. And subscribe to me. It's all for free, and we have a bit of fun. We go live every Saturday morning, 9:30 till 10:30 down in Kalasovaki. I do charity for cancer, for fighting against cancer in Tenerife. And tomorrow I'm doing the draw. I've got a lot of sporting memorabilia, which I'm obviously people have bought tickets, and I'm doing the draw for that. I just love what I do. It's just there, and we talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and we get them on board. And all I'm going to say is, for you two, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you, Webby. As Webby says, subscribe to his channel, Webby Sports Roundup. Please like and subscribe to our channel with the Celtic Unrestricted View. You'll get us on all platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any social media platform. We're live, and we do obviously uploads as well, like this. You can get us on all platforms. Alan, Webby, and Johnny. Thanks for your time, but hail, and I'll see you very soon.
Pleasure.
Hail.
Good luck for the season, and hopefully they'll win the league for you, and I'm sure they will, and hopefully your podcast go well, and I'll be following them, and I will definitely tell all my subscribers to follow you as well.
Thanks, Webby. Hail.